Bitmain tried stealing my ASIC miner. Guys, this is absolutely insane. This has entirely blown my mind. I'm hearing more and more crypto miners are falling victim to this Bitmain scam. All right, so grab a beverage, maybe some chubby treats, and gather around for a story with Papa Hobbyist. So let's jump to July 3rd. I have several of my ASIC miners hosted throughout the United States, actually 4 different hosting companies. And the one reached out to me to let me know that my Bitmain AMP miner L7 was having issues with one of the hash boards. It was actually hashing, it had about 115 out of the 120 chips on chain 1 that were working properly, throwing some errors on the remaining ones. Now, the rest of the unit, the other 2 hash boards, were hashing no problem. So we were anywhere between 6.5 and 7 gigahash. And they reached out to ask if they could go ahead and put in a Bitmain support ticket to get the unit repaired. So of course, I took them up on that offer. All right, so let's jump to July 29th. So the hosting company let me know that my unit was repaired and that they were just waiting for a quote to be paid with Bitmain. But then they got a second correspondence, which was a little bit odd. Take a look at this email here. Thanks for the consultation. And it gives a long number here. Repair site said the L7 is not stable. They will test and repair again. The chips are still on the way, plus wait a few more days after repaired. You'll receive the quote. So first off, you can tell there's a little bit of a language barrier here just based off of the sentence structure and how this is explained and stuff like that. But it felt a little bit odd because I got super excited the unit was repaired and now it's like, oh, it's not stable. All right, so let's jump ahead about a week. It's about August 5th now. And the hosting company let me know they hadn't heard anything and they were going to reach out to Bitmain. So Bitmain got back to them. Dear customer, thank you for your consultation. We will check with the repair site and update you tomorrow. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. So wasn't really any big update, but just hey, we'll check back with the repair site. So this definitely tells me too, and this was Sally from Bitmain at the top of like there's kind of a go-between. You have like kind of almost customer service and then the repair site. So we're not actually speaking with the boots on the ground repair people. We're speaking with kind of a customer service person. All right, so now it's August 9th. It's been about 4 days or so. And if you remember, we actually started this journey at the beginning of July. And we get an email claiming that they're working on it, but something seemed really off. They were ready to ship it back on the 29th, but now it still needs repair. And we get this email saying, dear customer, thanks for the consultation. Sorry to keep you waiting. The L7 is not yet repaired. We will push again. And it's like, what is happening here? Like we talked about it was going to be repaired. It didn't end. Now it hasn't even been touched yet. You know, it was not stable. They were going to work on it. And there started to be a few red flags started going off on like, what's happening here? Like you've had the unit. It seems like you've looked at it based off your communication. It's not stable. What's going on? All right. So August 22nd, this is when it gets crazy. So I got an update from my hosting company that Bitmain has decided to scrap my unit. And the message went, they have unfortunately decided to scrap your L7. I went back and forth with them a few times asking why they claimed they were going to fix it, and they ended up not doing so. They told me they believed they would fix it, but the parts just kept, quote, exploding. We have paid for the L7 to be shipped back to us, but they have not yet shipped it. Our current plan is to send it to a third-party repair company when it comes back for a second opinion. Our understanding is there's still 2 good hash boards in this unit we can hash on if we decide against sending it to a third party. And that's the nice thing with the L7, it can run on 2 hash boards, no problem, which it was. We were getting 6.5 to 5 gigahash. And Bitmain's email directly pretty much says here, thanks for contacting us, gives the repair number. Repair site tried to repair, but failed in the end. A large number of chips exploded and reached the scrapped standard. Now, to my knowledge, chips don't explode. Maybe I'm wrong. Some of you guys know more than I do, especially there's a lot of repair people that watch my channel. Please leave your comments down below. But I kind of lost it here because I've heard of this exact situation happening to community members. And this L7 had 2 out of 3 hash boards that worked perfectly well. There was no reason this entire unit was going to be scrapped. And I knew Bitmain was kind of up to no good here. There were red flags going off in my head everywhere of like, okay, I've heard of this happening. What do I do here? Now, I've attended several of the mining disrupt events, and in the past, I've slowly befriended more and more people from the Bitmain team, mostly on the sales side or community side, not necessarily on the customer service and repair side. And I rarely do this, guys, but I decided to pull the content creator card. And I worked with an individual at Bitmain who was not in the repair or customer service side of the world. He gave me an email address to email, and I pretty much, and copied him on it, and I pretty much blasted them for exactly what was occurring here. I was upset. I mean, do you blame me? But I insisted I wanted the actual unit back. I was not going to let Bitmain keep this exploding, scrapped Bitmain L7. And guys, this is where it gets wild. The story's not over. It actually gets pretty juicy here. So stay tuned after a quick word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Coin Mining Central, the UK's premier partner for ASIC mining hardware, available at coinminingsentral.com. With crypto mining hardware prices at historic lows, now is the perfect moment to invest in the ASIC miner you've been eyeing. Whether you're scaling up or just starting out, Coin Mining Central has you covered. For over 3 years now, I've trusted Coin Mining Central, a company with 6 years of industry experience, for their exceptional service and reliability, and I'm thrilled to continue partnering with their team. They consistently stock my go-to Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Kaspa, and Aleo ASIC miners at highly competitive prices, ensuring you get the best value for your investment. Worried about hardware issues? Rest easy. Every ASIC comes with a full manufacturer's warranty, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. For a trusted, established, and secure way to buy your next ASIC, look no further than Coin Mining Central. Visit them today using the link in the video description below and unlock $120 off your order with exclusive discount code The Hobbyist Miner. Plus, check out their new reward program for even more exclusive discounts and benefits. Power up your mining journey with Coin Mining Central today. All right, so here is what the email said to Bitmain. I said, good afternoon, Bitmain customer support. I'm contacting you regarding the following repair ticket. List out the repair ticket, the serial number, and the make and model of the unit. I said, this unit was hosted, and I listed the hosting company, and sent it to your Texas 3 repair facility due to a single faulty hashboard. I've now been informed that your team has deemed the entire miner scrapped. This decision is completely unacceptable. This unit still has 2 fully functioning hashboards, and a single defective board does not justify declaring an entire miner unrepairable. I am fully capable of replacing the faulty board myself and see no reason why the unit should not have been returned. And then I listed the hosting company, has already requested the miner be shipped back, yet no response has been received from your team. I am formally requesting that the unit be shipped or returned immediately to in the hosting company's name. All right, so don't you know, just a few days later, I got no email back from Bitmain, but my Antminer L7 arrived back at the hosting facility, and they actually shot me a message letting me know that they got the unit back, but it was missing some of the terminal screws and it was missing a ribbon cable. That didn't make me feel very confident at all. So I insisted they go ahead and test the miner just to confirm that 2 out of the 3 hashboards still worked, that Bitmain didn't pull a fast one on me, and that this unit was in the same condition that I sent it. Now, they shot back an image showing the fact that even when they went ahead and replaced the terminal screws and they replaced the ribbon cable, that it was still hashing. So I was super happy about that. Now, the hosting company did offer to go ahead and send it to one of their third-party repair facilities, but I decided, you know what, I want to send this to somebody that I trust, that I know, but that I also know is a certified Bitmain tech. And so I sent it off to them. And guess what they discovered? Okay, so by the time my repair guy got the L7, it was September 9th. And what he found was that that one bad hashboard had been cannibalized for parts. Now, the thing that comes to mind right away is like, okay, is this even my hashboard? I have no clue. I didn't actually record the serial numbers for every hashboard. I wasn't concerned about it, but lesson learned that if you guys ever send your unit to Bitmain for repair, record your serial numbers to make sure that what you get back is what you sent them. Now, did Bitmain steal my hashboard to be used elsewhere and they just threw in a scrap one because they scrapped the entire unit? Well, what it seemed like was that if this was my hashboard, Bitmain decided to use it for parts up until the point where I said, hey, I want it back. So check out this email here I got, or a message I got from my repair guy. He says, hey, how's it going? Checking it out right now. Just out of curiosity, did you overclock this miner? There are a lot of solder balls on it, which usually happens when a miner is overclocked. Either way, going to give it a shot because I think there is still a chance that we can get it running. And I'm like, so this unit was just, I had bought it new years ago and it had been in a hosting company that I trust. I've been to that hosting company, so I have no concerns there. So I'm wondering if like this hashboard wasn't even my hashboard. It was one that went bad and maybe it was overclocked. Maybe it was put in immersion. Who knows what was done with it, but it didn't seem to add up. And he even said here, if you zoom in, and now you probably won't be able to see this on camera. If you zoom in on some of the chips, you can see what I'm talking about. Now, I didn't really know what I was looking for, to be honest with you, to my untrained eye. And he kind of said, oh, interesting. Maybe it was pretty warm there. So who was it that was attempting the repairs? That site or somewhere else? Someone literally used parts off of it for different repairs is what it looks like. As I said, it was cannibalized. And this wasn't my hosting company. I work with them. Like they didn't try to do any repairs. They sent it right to Bitmain. Someone took the level shifters off, it looks like. And now I really didn't know what that looked like. Like, I don't know what that is for my untrained eye. He said, yeah, they were literally scrapping it for their own use is what it looks like to me. See how one pick is missing? The little 5-leg chips. Now, as he said, thank you to him for sending me this with a picture and circling because I had no clue what I was looking at. And he said, yeah, that part is no issue at all. I just thought it was interesting that someone would send a board back like that. The harder parts, usually the ASIC chips. And then he ended up responding and saying, well, this one. And so it's been a day now, September 10th. We're keeping the conversation going over Telegram. He says, well, this one's definitely been an interesting one. Fix the chips with the solder balls and replace the level shifter. Then found some more issues with whoever was trying to fix it. They jumped over where a resistor would normally be, which works in most cases, but not when it needs a 1K resistor. So replace that and it started to detect 120 chips, but had an issue reading the temp sensor, which ended up being the pick was bad as well. So replace that as well. Now that all of that has been done, it passes the initial test, but it is having issues hashing. It can run in low power mode, but not in normal mode. It may take another day or so, but I should be able to get it fully running in the end. Guys, this is insane. Like, what was this hashboard they sent me that they cannibalized parts off of? Now, I have a theory. And this is just me and my theories. Put on your tinfoil hats here. That my unit was sent to Bitmain with a bad hashboard, but it had 2 good hashboards. And I truly do feel that Bitmain is pushing people the Apple direction of not meant to be repaired, just replace. And I truly do think that Bitmain's tech started to use that one hashboard, go back in that conversation. They said it was good to go. They were going to send it back. I think they started to use it for parts. And they had 2 good hashboards in it. So if they didn't need to part it, they could steal a hashboard, send it back, charge people for it. But then I called them out, demanding that it was sent back. And it seems like it was an oh shit moment because all of a sudden, slap this thing back together and get it out the door. The downside, and I don't think they expected me to then send this out to someone else and get this type of feedback back. That one hashboard was just cannibalized. I get it. Hardware in the mining industry is used for parts all the time. I've had several pieces of hardware in the past that were truly not worth repairing, and I've given them to repair people to use for parts so that they can go ahead and pull parts off of it to do other repairs. I totally get it. I think Bitmain went ahead and decided, hey, we're not going to fix this. We're just going to go ahead and use it for parts, and we're going to keep this hash board. It is I mean, I have no proof of that, but the fact that they were going to scrap this unit just is absolutely insane to me. If you're going to scrap a unit, it's got to go back to the customer. There can't be like, oh, we're going to scrap it, and then it just ends there and they hold on to the unit. I mean, who knows what they're doing, to be honest with you. Now let's go ahead and jump on to find out if we were able to get this fully repaired. So on September 12th, I heard back. Sorry for the delays. It was a weird week. Anyways, as of now, it looks like I was able to get it running again. I'm going to run it for about a day or so to make sure it's good to go, since it had quite a bit of work done to it. Best case will ship out Monday. It has a few more hardware errors than I was hoping, but it is somewhat expected with the amount of chips that overheated. So you guys want to see what I got back from Bitmain, which went from my hosting company to Bitmain, and then from Bitmain to the repair guy, and then came back to me, because this is where it gets just even crazier. Honestly, it really does. So let's take a look. All right, so here is our scrapped and then repaired Bitmain Antminer L7. You guys notice anything? A little weird, a little wonky? So as we talked about, it's an L7, 9.5 gigahash model. Did you notice? S19 XP. What? So when I actually got this in at the post office at my PO box, I was a little confused because I don't own an S19 XP. Well, some of the things that we found. So remember we talked about earlier, we received this unit back. Actually, the hosting company got it. It was missing terminal screws. It was missing ribbon cables. And they just kind of threw on whatever on top and shipped it back. So I don't know where my L7 lid is, somewhere in Texas 3's Bitmain facility. In addition to that, something else I noticed is this isn't my power supply. So they literally stripped this thing down. I mean, I didn't have a power supply with a weird yellow tape on top of it. So this is a totally, and I always take off the plastic on this, on the power supplies. So what in the world? Like, I got back a unit, missing terminal screws, missing ribbon cables, a totally different lid, a different power supply. It's just, what is this? Like, what type of customer service are we getting from Bitmain when they're so quick to scrap a unit that is fully functional, and we're getting it back in like half-ass pieces, right? So after all of that, let's go ahead and plug it in. All right, so take a look. We've been up and running for just over 10 minutes here. We are at 9.6 gigahash for our average. We're up on PowerPool currently right now. I've been using them more and more for my Bitcoin and also my script miners. Honestly, not sponsored, but 1% pool fees, 0% conversion fees, and 0% withdrawal fees. It's absolutely awesome. So I'll leave a link to them down below if you guys are interested. Highly recommend PowerPool. Guys over there are great. But take a look. 120 chips, 120 chips, 120 chips. Look at this. So what gives, Bitmain? You wanted to scrap this unit. So you might be like, all right, hobbyist, you're totally overreacting here. You know, I'd say maybe. But I had another content creator reach out and share a story with me as well. Another individual in the industry. He got a brand new S21 Pro. And you guys might know who this is. They've shared this publicly. Red Panda Mining is the other content creator. They got a brand new S21 Pro, $4,500. Got it in, had issues with it, put in a ticket with Bitmain support. Bitmain support, just like I had to, send the entire unit for repair. But that was to Shenzhen, China, not to Texas. I lucked out. Went all the way over to China. So like no one's paying for that. Bitmain is not Amazon. They're not like, oh, I'll send you a label. They're like, no, you got to ship it here and it's going to cost you $100 to ship it. Shipped it over there, waited. Bitmain came back. Sorry, this is unrepairable. We are going to scrap your unit. This is a brand new unit. So you guys might go, okay, well, at least they sent him a new one, you know, right? It was brand new, under warranty. on them, right? On them, because the unit's failing and they're going to go ahead and scrap it. Well, guess what? They told them to pound sand. They're not giving them anything. They're not giving them a replacement miner. They're not going to repair the miner. They're not going to repair the hash board or anything. They just scrapped the unit, and he was out $4,500 that he paid for the S21 Pro and the repair. Guys, I am not the only one. I've more and more been sharing this with community members of my experience, and more people have stepped forward and said, I got my unit scrapped too. So where do we go from here? Well, honestly, the guys at Bitmain, the guys I work with at the events, the sales guys, the community people, they're great, right? I have no issues with them. They've been fantastic. However, I think there is a massive problem at Bitmain, and it's concerning because it has affected me time and time again, where units have to be sent out for repair. And it's just, guys, I just got an S21 XP 2 days ago. Right out of the box has problems. I have to send it out for repair. I think Bitmain has a massive problem on their QA side for testing these units on top of their repair side. And honestly, I'm concerned. Bitmain is operating more and more in the United States, and these shady practices, I'm going to call them what they are. They are shady, scammy repair practices that Bitmain is operating is not acceptable. We as community members deserve better. And this is happening in the United States. My unit was at Texas 3. So anybody who knows anybody at the Texas 3 facility, I'm talking to you. This is just this scammy behavior when people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars of their hard-earned money, sending units out to repair to your team, and your team is stealing them, calling them scrapped, is using them for parts, is stealing a hash board off this one to fix this one. It's not acceptable. And this is happening all, as I said, in the United States. So this is my PSA out to the community to let you know I am another victim of Bitmain, but I was able to go ahead and recover from it. And I'm super thankful to the hosting company that helped me work through this. Super thankful to my contact at Bitmain that gave me an email address to email out demanding my unit shipped back. Thankful to the individual that repaired the actual unit for me. I mean, I have a lot to be thankful for here to have rescued that L7. But moving forward, I'm not sending anything to Bitmain for repair, even if it's under warranty. And I don't recommend you do it either, because it doesn't matter if it's under warranty or not. They will scrap your unit and you are out that money regardless. They don't care. Bitmain, listen, Proto Rig just got announced. US-based company, standing by their product for 12 months, is putting customer service at the front of their priority list. I hope Proto Rig changes the entire industry, and I hope Bitmain is watching, because Bitmain has been the 100-pound gorilla in the room. They have 80% market share, and they have no reason to care. I hope Proto Rig absolutely changes that and helps to make Bitmain a better company. All right, that's the end of my spiel, guys. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. I want to hear from you. Have you dealt with this before? How has your Bitmain repair experiences been? How many units do you have down? For me, it's 3. I have 62 units. I always have 3 to 5 units out for repair. I want to hear from you guys. This is the video to leave those comments. Please drop it. And if you know anybody at Bitmain, share this video with them. I want them to see it. They can do better. We deserve better. Hey everyone, quick announcement that I'm pumped to share with you. I've officially teamed up with the Mining Disrupt crew to help spread the word about one of the biggest crypto mining events of the year. Mining Disrupt 2025 is coming up fast, and this time it's happening in Dallas, Texas. I've personally attended the last 3 years, and I can tell you from experience, if you're serious about mining, this event delivers. Whether you're a home miner just getting started, managing a mid-sized farm, or running a full-scale hosting operation, Mining Disrupt brings the community together under one roof. Expect major hardware launches, inspiring talks from industry leaders, opportunities to meet fellow miners, connect with content creators, and brand new this year, a mining farm tour. Tickets are available right now, and use the code HobbyistMiner at checkout for 20% off. Just click the link in the video description or scan the QR code on the screen right now. Listen, I'll be there, and I'd love to see you too. Let's make it a week to remember. Mining Disrupt 2025. Here we come.